What is up? Today is February 5th, 2020. We in here. I'm Blaze Jays. I'm here with my man Jordansky.
What's going on, y'all?
Yes. Got some good things to talk about. Got some NFL news. Obviously, the Super Bowl. Talking about baseball a little bit. Some college basketball. And, of course, the boxing. You know how we get down. Ready to go. Ready to represent. First things first, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Jordan, what did you think about the bowl? I predicted the Chiefs to win. You hear me? Hey, but man, what did you think about that joint out?
Man, I fuck with the Super Bowl. The joint was exciting. It was better than last year's Super Bowl. The joint was really exciting. It was entertaining. And for a moment, the Niners had it, but Jimmy G just not the quarterback to get it done. That's just my opinion. Because he had Emmanuel Sanders wide open. It just, he overthrew him. But hats off to the Chiefs. And the only thing I can take from this, and I can be happy about, is that man Andy Reid finally got a ring. So that's why I'm happy, because he deserved that shit. He probably one of the greatest coaches in our generation. So hats off to him. It's going to be something good. New stars born in the NFL. Let's see what Pat Mahomes can do for the next 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the contract situation? Because Pat Mahomes is probably due for a new deal.
Still in his rookie contract, though.
Yeah, he still is. And but like with Dak Prescott, Dak wants like $40 million a year, man. What do you? What would you do if you were in the Cowboys situation?
Well, number one, Dak ain't getting the Cowboys. I would do exactly what the Cowboys want to do.
Franchise tag him, yeah.
He don't like it. Hold out. We'll trade him. Get rid of him. Shit.
That's what I was thinking.
The draft is coming up.
That maybe, and that's what my brother was saying, was that they could trade up to get Justin Herbert out of Oregon, potentially trade up to like 10.
Yeah, I think Will's the best quarterback coming out the draft.
Who, Herbert?
Opinion. Yeah, in my opinion.
I like Herbert. I think Herbert's really good. And so, yeah, man, just interesting with the Cowboys situation. Yeah, I wouldn't pay Dak $40 million a year. I think
he does have more playoff wins than
he's won one playoff game.
More than Tony Romo.
Nah, so. Tony Romo won 2.
Ooh, never mind then.
Yeah, so he's less, but he has the most wins over his first 4 years than like anybody, or maybe I think it was Tom Brady or something, who just had more. Whatever stat that was, that he's won a lot of games in his first 4 years. The thing is, I think he's dependent on his team now. They have one of the best lines in football. They have Ezekiel Elliott. I think they came in the same year. And they have a pretty good defense. And so, it's while Dak is a good quarterback, don't get me wrong, he's not worth no $40 million a year, man.
Give him 20.
Nah, you got to pay him more than 20, and maybe 30. Meet him at 30.
Well, I'll give him 25.
That's what I'm thinking, but you know how it is today.
25 a year for 4 years. That's 100.
$100 million.
Yeah,
but,
if he wants, what do you want? Probably make top end. So
he wants $40 million. He wants 160 over 4 years. That's what that wants.
That's too much.
Yeah,
he'll probably be the highest paid quarterback.
Man, Mahomes probably get like 43.
Yeah, when it's time for Mahomes to get his off his rookie deal, yeah.
Yeah,
I would not.
This year it's time for to get going into 2020. Next season, it's time to get him off his rookie deal.
All right, so next 2021 season is when he'll have his new contract, basically, because the 2020 season.
How you gonna let him go into the 2020 season after winning the bowl? Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, they can't get him off the rookie contract if they want to.
Get him a new contract now. That'd be the smart thing to do. I feel.
I wouldn't if I don't got to.
I mean. Bruh, he due for it. You feel me? Like
after this contract expires, he's due for it. Cause you already gonna get a juicy payment. You getting it? It's coming to him anyway.
The sooner the motherfucking better.
Save money.
The sooner the better.
Save money. Build on the franchise.
Man, I'm all for saving money and building a team up. But I mean, if he wants, I'm
pretty sure they are gonna get him a new contract.
Yeah, they
trust me. I'm not giving Dak 40. I'm not giving Pat my new contract. I'm going to say, Pat, good job. Thank you. Here's a bonus. We got you on that. Here go a $5 million bonus.
They can't do that without a new contract.
Well, then you ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing. Or as the owner, I'd be like, hey, I saw a briefcase over there that had $5 million in it.
Hey, man, nah, they should pay that, man. They should pay Mahomes. And
after.
Dak should get franchise tag. That's how I feel.
After.
So
He's still
anyway,
on a rookie contract. He's good.
yes, he still is on a rookie contract. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my man Dusty Baker. Got the new contract from the Houston Astros. I know it's only a 1-year deal. Jordan had pointed that out before we started the show when we was talking about it. But hey, that's what's up, man. I mess with my man Dusty. You feel me? Like, I think Dusty's a really good manager. I hated the way he got done in Washington, how the situation ended, and I understand it all worked out because we went on to win the World Series. But hey, man, I'm psyched. My man Dusty got into a good situation in Houston, and as I've said previously, I don't think that scandal. I think it's a little overblown. I think it's been made bigger than what it is, but it is bad nonetheless. And so hopefully Dusty can get them in check, and man, they can do the damn thing. They can win a World Series. "Quote unquote"
Red Sox,
square.
right?
No, he went to the Astros.
The Astros.
Yeah, the Red Sox hired somebody else.
The Red Sox just let go of Mookie Betts. They
Traded him to the Dodgers. Mookie Betts, yeah.
Good and good.
Bro, the Dodgers are gonna be really nice, and they got David Price in the deal. You know, he's that really good pitcher. Oh man, the Dodgers are gonna be sick.
Better and better.
So, and the Angels too. They got somebody else, but you know they got Rendon and they got Trout. Man, the Angels are gonna be pretty good too. So anyway, hey, there's gonna be some competition this year in the National League. You know, with the Nationals dealing with the Dodgers, and then the American League. So we got a bunch of stuff going down. Should be an interesting baseball season. I can't wait. I cannot wait till that motherfucker starts. Next thing was college basketball. Hey, my man, my Terps got it done yesterday, man. They beat Rutgers. They were down at halftime, 25-20, number 9 in the country.
Back in the top 10.
I'm loving Maryland, man. I think it's really good odds. I'm probably going to bet some on them this weekend because I'm going out to West Virginia. Hey, I saw that we were 30-1 odds to win the national championship. Bro, that'd be great to put $5 on. You know what I'm saying? That'd be $155 right there. I really think Maryland could do it. I might even put 10 on them, dog. That'd be what, 310? 310, dog. That shit would be great. I really like Maryland. We have some issues with turnovers. We seem to be a different team on the road. But, hey, dog, I really like the fight in Maryland, man. I like that it seems like we can come back from a deficit. I really love Sticks. I think when we're on our A game, we're as good as any team in the country. It's just we don't bring our A game.
They gotta stay consistent.
Yeah, we gotta stay consistent. Night after night after night. Gotta stay consistent. 100. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be good. You know, when we play these great teams in the tournament, we gotta be on our A game. We gotta be at our best. But hey, I love the way the team's progressing. I think we're growing well. I think we're a tough team. I think if we work on the little things, Maryland could be a threat come March. You know what I'm saying? A whole nother month. I really believe that Maryland could be a threat. I think we could potentially really try to make a run at this motherfucker. Like, to say, like, bro, we could really be national champions. And shit, I seen the Capitals win the Stanley Cup. I seen the Nats win the World Series. And to me, remember we were talking about before, I think the Nats winning the World Series, to me, was a bigger deal than the Caps winning the Stanley Cup. Even when the Caps beat the Penguins and did what they had to do. To me, it's just different with baseball. See, if the Terps, and I don't want to jinx it, but if the Terps could win the national championship, dog, that would be so epic to me because I've really covered this team from start to finish. And so anyway, I don't want to jinx it. You know, anything could happen. We probably get to the Sweet 16 and get our ass bust, or maybe make it to the Elite 8 and lose to somebody good like Gonzaga or something like that. But hey, I'm really digging the Terps, man. I think the Terps, that 30-1 odds is really something that I would take advantage of. Like, I'm really thinking about betting on them. Like, man, what you think, man? Do you think it'd be possible, or you think I'm maybe trying to sell a dream?
It's not impossible, but I mean, they gotta be consistent. Maryland got a problem with not being consistent.
Yeah, and it seems like a problem
I
in the
told you,
Chargers.
they got a chance to be a 5th or 6th seed. So I mean,
Shit, maybe even like a 3rd seed.
maybe maybe if they can stay consistent, if they can get back in the top 5. Yeah, they will be a 3rd seed. Fuck around might, if they play even better, if they can win it, if they can win the Big Ten, they fuck around can they do some. They gotta be consistent. Meaning they gotta win a lot of games from now to the Big Ten tournament. These niggas fuck around being number 3, number 2 seed for real. If they do what they have to play consistent, I just don't think they're gonna play consistent. So I got them being number 5 seed, and they gonna get to the Sweet 16, and they might get to Elite 8, but man,
You think Cinderella's
Sweet 16 is
Cinderella's cherry that's going to turn into a pumpkin on a man?
Sweet 16, and I got them. I know they're gonna make it to Sweet 16, but making it out of Sweet 16 is a different conversation because we gotta see how they finish the season.
This is one of the best teams I've seen in a while. I saw the 0-2 team back when they had Juan Dixon and Lonnie Baxter.
That's when I actually followed college basketball.
And before that, they had Steve Francis. You feel me? And so Maryland was really good there in like the late '90s and like the early 2000s.
Dixon team was my favorite team.
Hey, I love the 04 team with John Gilchrist. To this day, my favorite college basketball player is Juan Dixon. Is John Gilchrist. I love John Gilchrist. And that name, a lot of y'all might know Juan Dixon. You know what I'm saying? He played in the NBA. Y'all might know Steve Blake or Lonnie Baxter. Y'all know John Gilchrist. John Gilchrist, bruh, that 2004 ACC tournament when we beat Duke in the championship game, son, to me, that moment, those moments of that weekend with John Gilchrist is etched in me forever. Bro, this shit's 15 and a half years ago, about to be 16 years ago. I still remember that shit like, bro, my man was hooping out that motherfucker, bro. There was no stopping him. He was the best player I've ever seen over like a 3-day weekend, you know what I'm saying, over 3 days. And shit never panned out for him, you know what I'm saying? But to this day, that's my favorite college basketball player. I love Gilchrist. I thought he was a really good player. Unfortunately, things didn't go right after that tournament, but hey, for that brief moment in time, John Gilchrist, bro, he was unstoppable, like fucking amazing, like put the team on his back, like I got this. We go, dude. NC State, Julius Hodges and them, JJ Redick and Lou Dang, we got this. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was fucking epic, it was fucking classic and shit. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, man, I'm digging Maryland hoops this year. I think we're one of the best overall teams I've seen in a while at Maryland. You know, in 2016, we actually got to number 2 in the country with Melo Trimble and Diamond Stone and them, and we kind of fizzled out. To me, I didn't really like that team. I thought they had talent, but I wasn't really like a big. I think this team is better than that team in 2016. And in 2016, they made the Sweet 16, so. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think potentially Maryland could, like you said, maybe get to the Elite 8. Maybe get to a Final Four. When that shit would be so fucking vicious. But anyway, we'll have to see what happens. The 04 team didn't even make it to the Sweet 16. They lost in the second round. They lost to Syracuse, who had won the championship the year before with Melo. And yeah, man, it sucked. Like I had a feeling. I thought we were like a 4. We might have been a 5 seed that year in 04, and we won the ACC. And, yeah, we lost to Syracuse in the next round, in the second round of the tournament. And, it was what it was, you feel me? The 16 team, I was actually surprised we made it to the fucking Sweet 16. Like, because we'd struggled in the Big Ten tournament, and then we actually won our first 2 rounds, and we lost. I don't remember who we lost to, but this year's team, I think these motherfuckers can do it, man. I think these motherfuckers can make a run. And, we talked about Kobe Bryant. We talked about everything. That shit's still fucking sad to this day.
I'm not gonna talk about it no more.
Yeah, fuck that shit. The All-Star Game's coming up. Do you like the NBA All-Star Game?
I don't even.
I'm
saying, really, to be honest with you, I don't watch none of that shit. Don't watch none of it. I'm not a big NBA fan. If the Wizards ain't winning, I don't watch it. So the Wizards ain't winning. I'm not watching it. I don't watch that shit. And maybe when if the finals get interesting, if I start watching the finals. And I hear some news that the finals are interesting, I'm not even going to follow it. But for right now, I'm into, like, boxing is exciting as shit right now. So that's mainly taking over. NFL's over with. I am waiting for the XFL this weekend, so I'm going to be watching that. I will be interested in that, and I will be supporting that shit. So I'll be watching it. I'm gonna watch that. I'm try to watch it every time it comes on. But as far as the NBA, no, I don't care about that shit. All-Star game, I don't care.
Why
about
you don't
All-Star
like
game
basketball, though,
Because
man?
I just don't like watching that shit. The All-Star game is not even like East versus West anymore. It's more.
It is East versus West. They went
Yeah,
back.
they just they went back, but the motherfuckers is picking teams now. So it's not like guys that deserve to be in that joint not gonna. Motherfucking Karl Anthony Towns ain't in the All-Star game.
And Bradley Beal's not in the All-Star game, and Devin Booker. But I mean, they had other guys who they felt like was more.
Man, nah, like.
But they changed it up though. You know, back in the day, the fans used to just vote on it for real. Now the fans vote for the starters or vote for.
Team captains.
Yeah, or something like that. They vote for a couple guys, and the coaches pick the rest of them. Though.
I don't like that shit. So.
Hey man, basketball is a great sport. I like me some basketball. Like I said, I love me some college hoops. So obviously, you hear me talking about it. And the NBA is cool too, man. I love LeBron, man. I ain't love Kobe when he was playing, but you know what I'm saying. I like those guys. Like man, I think they're great players. My favorite player is Andrew Wiggins. You feel me? Man, basketball is cool. I like basketball.
That. You see, this is how I know I'm not interested in that shit. I will rather watch if it was a live basketball game on right now, and I turn to FX1 and there's an old PBC boxing match, 9 times out of 10 I'm to watching that boxing match instead of watching that live game. Don't care who it is. I did watch Zion play because I love seeing Zion play. That man's exciting as shit. I like seeing him play, but at the same time, like I'm not into the game of basketball, so I don't watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't even really watch football this year because the Falcons suck. So it's like, and plus them games don't come on locally, so it's harder to get the games.
Unless you got DirecTV.
So it's harder to do that. I got Verizon. I ain't paying for no.
Hey, at my house, boy, we ain't had nothing else, boy. We got the Sunday Pass.
So I was watching boxing anyway. I've been watching boxing heavily since 2017, so I haven't got back into it since 2017. 2015, I watched it a little bit because I was watching Deontay Wilder. I was watching boxing more so in high school because that shit was just entertaining in high school, and I knew a lot of old fighters like that shit was tight. They had a Contender on. They had them fucking. They actually were showing those world tournament boxing tournaments at one point in time heavily too. And then they just disappeared. But they still have them, but they were showing them on TV. Man, I remember they used to have a channel on Verizon, used to call it, and now it's Access TV, but it used to call it the Fight Network. They show MMA, wrestling, and boxing. And that shit was tight. And they show kickboxing. So that's what I be watching. Like, I don't even watch kickboxing no more. I'm more so watching boxing and wrestling right now. If it ain't boxing and wrestling, I don't give a fuck about it. I can't, because I was like, man, it's not exciting. This shit is just not entertaining.
John Jones fights this weekend. Some guy. I don't know.
That's going to be a good fight, though. They say that's going to be a really good...
He's only like a 3-1 favorite going into it.
Because that's a really good dude that he's fighting. The guy he's fighting is not a slouch. I say that he's a really good opponent, and this could be one of them things. This could be one of them other tests like Texar or whatever you say his last name. He fought John Jones. And both fights... Fight number 1 was tough. John Jones broke his toe. Fight number 2 was tough. Now watch fight number 2. To me, if John Jones didn't land some good strikes and land some takedowns, he would have lost the fight. Like, even for the first fight he fought, which because he could have lost that fight. So this fight is going to be interesting, too, to see how John Jones is going to react. And I also want to see what's going to happen to him after the fight. Is he going to get popped for some steroids or something? Is he going to... And I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm really being dead serious. I want to see what's going to happen to him after the fight. I want to know if he's going to pass some drug tests. I want to know if he's going to pass this and pass that. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he's gained, and I hope that he does win.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand that. We've talked about it before here, is... I don't have any aversion to UFC. I watched, what's his name? Greg Hardy, his last fight where he lost. I watched that joint. And, I like, even during the week, because, like, there is really no boxing on TV during the week. I forget the thing. It's called King of the Cage, I think. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, bro. I watch that joint sometimes. Like, I try to see, like, some of the guys. I think I was talking about last time when I told you the 5'7" dude beat the 6'2" guy. I was watching. I said, oh, shit. Like, going into the fight, I thought the 6'2" dude was about to whoop his ass. But,
It's been around for a long. King of the Cage been around for a long time. Too.
Yeah, I ain't even seen it till recently, man. The thing is why I respect UFC. I respect anybody, or respect MMA. Respect anybody who does that. Like, to me, boxing's more entertaining, though, in my opinion. Like, and I know some will say, like I said, it's just punching. It's just, man, I don't really like when them guys be wrestling on the ground, though. I to be honest with you, like, at least in pro wrestling, you really don't see that, like in the WWE or something. And with that, you have the storylines and everything going into the fights. I feel like with the MMA, you don't have those storylines, and it's actually these guys brawling, but. Yeah. I like boxing. I like the strategic masterpiece. You feel me? And even as me, a heavyweight fan, shit, I like to see a guy get punished. Like, but he don't got to get punished in the first 40 seconds. We can extend this shit over 6 rounds. But I like to see a guy mong, like just the hands. Like, don't kick him. Don't do none of that shit. Piece his ass up with your right, your left, and your motherfucking head. Like, that's what I like, for real. To me, that's cool. But like I said, MMA is fine. It's cool. Whatever works. So I definitely see the highlights of the John Jones fight.
I'm not watching it. I'm not about to pay for pay-per-view.
See, that's the thing that sucks, is you got to pay for ESPN Plus, then pay for the pay-per-view. At least from what I've seen on ESPN Plus and boxing, you pay for ESPN Plus, but the boxing's free. You feel me? Like, the main event, the Tyson Fury fight, or whomever else on there, and that's cool. I think that's bullshit that you essentially got to pay $65 for the UFC fight. You got to get ESPN Plus for $5 a month, and then you got to pay $60 for the fight. What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't watch it, so I don't be running to the screen to watch a UFC fight. Last UFC fight I watched was, I think John Jones fought that guy. No, it wasn't. It was when Cyborg versus Nunes.
Oh yeah, I remember you had that joint.
That's the last one I bought.
We watched that motherfucker.
And I bought it because I wanted to see my girl. I thought Cyborg was gonna win, and she lost. And
she got knocked out. But the thing is, the fight happened so quickly. It was like we was tuned into that joint, and the fight was over in 30 seconds or a minute, whatever that was. And it's like, that shit sound like an old Mike Tyson fight. Like, you feel me? Like,
a lot of older people I talked to at work, a lot of the older guys and a lot of older ladies, they was like, that's the reason why they really, when you bought a boxing match back then, you were always glued to the TV. Not only because you purchased it, because at any second like that, the drink can be over. And don't let it be a Tyson fight. Who was it he knocked out in the first round? I forgot. It was...
I know he knocked out Joe Frazier's son.
Did he knock out Larry Holmes, right?
Knocked out Larry Holmes. But that wasn't Mike Spinks. He knocked out in the first round, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Spinks. So, that's who it was. That's one of my older guys that I work with at work, Mr. Tony. He always told me, he was like, man, I'll never forget ordering the Tyson fight when he fought Spinks. And I went into the kitchen, got my wife some food, came back, everybody was yelling. And I was like, what happened? He was like, oh, he's won. I'm like, what the hell? You can't, that's what it's like, though. That's why I like watching boxing, though. Boxing, you never know what's going to happen.
Sometimes it might go the whole time, and sometimes
like this in UFC too, though. Like, but there are more chances in the UFC to get knocked out
early
than it is in boxing.
Yeah,
because somebody come out with a flying knee and knock your ass out.
Yeah,
somebody coming and kicking his ass.
And Askren got knocked out in 5 seconds. Like, that shit is crazy. The thing is I never, because my folks never used to buy the pay-per-views. So I didn't really watch boxing as a kid, but I felt like because SportsCenter or ESPN covered it more, I used to sort of follow it, or at least the heavyweights. I definitely, when I was 8, 9 years old, I knew who Tyson was. I knew who Lennox Lewis was. You feel me? I knew who Holyfield was.
I knew who them guys was because of the fight night games and because my cousins and everybody, when we was younger, everybody was still ordering the fights around.
Yeah, right.
And we still had the video. We still had the fight night game, so we were familiar with all the fighters, and everybody knew who Muhammad Ali was.
Yeah, everybody knew Ali. Everybody knew Joe Frazier and George Foreman. Like, I knew who these guys were when I was 8, 9 years old. You feel me? But the thing is like, as I got older, I wasn't a big Mayweather fan, and I hated the state of the heavyweight division. I didn't like the Klitschko brothers. I really was not a fan.
I'm not a fan.
I hated that these foreigners were running the heavyweight division. Like, I just wasn't.
You know what?
I wasn't a fan of it.
I understand that. I wasn't even mad because of that. I was mad because these pussies didn't fight each other, and the reason for it is our mother wouldn't like it. Nah, don't want to hear that because when you're fighting, when you're trying to be number one,
you fight
anybody.
And it would have been a big event.
And it would have been brother versus brother, Cain and Abel.
We just gotta run it one time.
Just it, and you know what? That's all you gotta do is run it one time. And that's it. Winner takes all. And it's like, fuck it. Let's see who's a better brother. All right, come on. Me and you. Vitaly versus Vladimir. Let's see who wins. That's the reason why I didn't like them. That's the reason why I kind of don't respect their legacies like that. Because even although they were great heavyweight champions and although they both reigned they both reigned and their reigns were both actually excellent. They both had excellent reigns until they got to the end when they got older and they lost. I mean, that's just everybody gets dethroned. But at the same time, when they were in their primes, they could have fought each other, and we could have seen. That could have been the fight that might have would have put the spark earlier into the heavyweight division. That might have ignited the heavyweight division because that's brother versus brother, number one versus number two. We get to see who the best versus the best, and they're related. And not only are they related, they're fucking brothers, bruh. They cut from the same cloth. We get to see who's the better.
That never happened.
That would have been, for any promoter, that would have been the juiciest payday ever. Both of them would have made bank.
Would have really made themselves in America, would have been big time.
But like, for real, they would have, because you know America loves blood feuds. Americans love that shit. So it's like...
I mean, is Vladimir Klitschko, was he ever a household name in the United States? Like,
probably, I don't know.
He was on the fence, but I'm just saying, like, these motherfuckers, like, they would have made him way bigger.
You gotta think about it. When we was growing up, when we watched ESPN, did you really even hear about boxing on ESPN?
No. They talked about Floyd Mayweather for 5 minutes,
and then they cut it off. They might talk about the Oscar De La Hoya or something like that. They did.
But even by then, by the time we was in high school, De La Hoya was kind of done. Like after his Mayweather fight,
Friday night fights.
They had Friday night fights and shit like that, but it still wasn't like they couldn't get no big names on Friday night fights. Like it'd all just be up and comers type shit. Like, so yeah, man. For real, I didn't get back into boxing. I can credit Deontay Wilder with that. Like when he beat Stavern, the 12-round decision. And I remember reading about Charles Martin, and he was fighting the contender Anthony Joshua. I said, man, I hope Martin wins, and he got knocked out second round. I said, God damn. And I remember the Floyd Pacquiao fight that joined in 2015, and it was really about 2017, like when I started hanging out with you when we was talking about Wilder and shit like that. And I think the fight that really got me back into boxing was Wilder Ortiz 2. Which was in 2017, right? I think it was, or maybe it was 18.
Wilder Ortiz 2 was...
I mean not Wilder Ortiz. Wilder Ortiz 1, the first one.
2018.
It was 2018. That's the fight that really got me back into it. Because, man, I was so excited seeing that joint. Like, and I really thought Wilder was in trouble in the 7th round. And, you know what I'm saying? For Wilder to be able to do that. For Wilder to be able to come back and beat him in the 10th round. And that was 2018. Like, that shit crazy. I know the Gerald Washington fight was in 17. And I think we watched it, or we watched it later on. I don't think we
watched it later on.
Yeah, maybe not the night of. But anyway, it's just crazy. And, you know, that's part of the reason we started doing the show was because, you know, we talk about boxing so much. But, yeah, I mean, this is kind of recent for us. I mean, we're long-time boxing fans, but, I mean, maybe you were a little more invested than me, you know, with Pavlik and some of the guys you were following in the mid-2000s. But I ain't know none of them, bro. Like, I wasn't a big Floyd fan, and I couldn't stand the Klitschko brothers. So I didn't want to follow the heavyweights. That was my reasoning. I said, man, when them Klitschko brothers get up out of here, I'll follow boxing then, but I can't stand these motherfuckers. Like, I don't like this shit. Like, I know Rockman lost to him. Shannon Briggs lost to him. I think he lost to him. I don't remember. But it was crazy. That was kind of a dark period for me in boxing. Like, man, that mid-2000 period in the heavyweight division. No, after Lennox Lewis retired, I couldn't get with the shit. So anyway, I'm glad shit is better. And you know, even if Wilder gets knocked the fuck out by Tyson Fury, that's cool. I mean, that shit happens. I don't think he is going to get knocked the fuck out. I think he's going to knock Fury out. But because I remember you telling me that one of your friends said he wasn't going to watch boxing no more if Deontay Wilder got knocked out.
Fury wins is about points. It's not about knockout.
No, there's no way he's going. He keep talking about he gonna knock him out second round. Okay, keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. Meet Meet Deontay Wilder in the middle of the ring and let him catch you one or two or three of them right hands. How's that sound? You feel me? But Fury just bluffing. He doing a whole lot of this. He ain't really going to do that. So, anyway, man, we about halfway into the show, man. Let's start getting into the boxing news a little bit. What were they talking about? No, it wasn't Inoue. You posted something about the Japanese guys were saying they want to fight each other.
Yeah, it wasn't Inoue. It's just two Japanese guys to be the biggest super fight in Japan in a while. I don't know, two smaller weight guys. I think they were bantamweights.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even know who they are, but they say it's going to be a good fight.
Nice. Should be interesting. Make sure to tune in. That motherfucker probably gonna be on at like 5 in the morning. You feel me? But it is what it is. What was the other thing? Gervonta Davis, man. He got into that situation earlier in the week, man. What you think's gonna happen with him, man? Do you think it hurts his chances of fighting like Lomachenko?
Fuck no. I don't think it hurts his chance of fighting Lomachenko. It's just puts it. I mean, not to his core fans, but to the new fans that he's trying to the mainstream media and mainstream audiences. You got to be mindful about that. I mean, you're dealing with when you talk about fighter promotions and you're talking about fight promoters. I mean, the money team probably look at it like, bro, you gotta chill out. But when you go to Showtime, when you go to any of these other cats, they're gonna be like,
what happened?
yeah, what? Say that again. You did what's going on? You did what? And that's why I applaud him for turning himself in, because that shows a level of maturity that says, all right, I fucked up. Let me go turn myself in and let me correct whatever I gotta correct. Because now he's realizing, like, damn, somebody caught me on camera. I'm a public figure. This gonna hurt my pocket. Number one, you shouldn't even be in a situation. Number two, you got too much money to be worrying about some floozy that you can go get another one. I understand it's a baby mother, but at the same time, if she's causing you that much problems, if you're gonna be in that situation,
just pay your child support
and get out of it. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I think. Number three, I don't know what happened to whatever led up to that point. It's not my business. I don't care. But at the same time, as a fan or as just a regular human being, as a black man, I'm just saying, bro, you're gonna have a lot of people pointing fingers at you, saying, look what this idiot did. You can't. He's a woman beater. He's this. He's that. Then you're gonna have people you're gonna be losing money, losing opportunities. People not gonna want to touch you with a 10-foot pole because now you got that stigma that you're a woman beater. And we all know how that goes around in these day and ages. It don't look too good. Ask Bill Cosby, brother. That shit don't look good. So you gotta
try to be on your P's and Q's.
Seriously, be on your P's and Q's. And it's not all just aside. You got to be on your P's and Q's. And he is fucked up that time. Hopefully he can get his shit together. Hopefully he chooses his friends wisely too and stop hanging around the wrong crowd. Wherever he's hanging around, don't.
He shouldn't get in big trouble for that.
I know he probably won't get a fine, but he probably won't even get in trouble like that. But at the same time, your public figure is no excuse for it.
Yeah.
No excuse.
100. No, I feel that, man. It's a terrible situation, and hopefully they get that resolved and whatnot. And yeah, man, it's bad luck. It's bad luck on camera. You know, you hate to have that shit happen. So. Anyway, I see that is one thing I do like about boxing. Maybe this will be a controversial opinion, but I like that. Like, as long as you're not in jail, bruh, what are we talking about? Suspension or we're not letting you fight? Bruh, that's what we have the legal system for. Like, I mean, I feel like if you're locked up, then, oh, too bad. You know, there was actually a fighter back in, I think it was the 70s and maybe early 80s. They used to broadcast his fights from jail. He got in trouble for some shit. And so NBC used to go to the fights. But eventually, like, when he got older and I guess when he lost, like, they was like, nah, it's not worth the hassle. And it's a disadvantage to the fighters coming in. You know what I'm saying? But he was like a top contender and he got locked up, and like, so they was having this fight from the jail. Like, that shit was wild. Isn't it crazy how different times are? Like, I couldn't imagine them doing some shit like that. They never did that shit for Mike Tyson. They never let, when Tyson was in jail, they ain't let the guys come fight him, you feel me? And they bring the cameras over to the jail, to the prison and shit. But
hell no, not 90 whatever.
Early 90s, yeah. But anyway, just I kind of feel like as long as the man is not locked up, let him fight. Let him play football. Let him do whatever. Like, bro, what are we talking about? Like, why should a guy be in trouble? Like, if the motherfucker is not locked up.
Consequences. It doesn't matter. It's the consequences of your actions. You're a public figure. It doesn't fucking matter. You go out, you do something, you pay for your actions. Just like us. Maybe we won't get the public eye. We go out and do that shit. Trust me, if it was one of us and we did that shit and somebody in the audience saw that, we getting thrown out by security and then they gonna call the cops.
Yeah.
And now we getting charged with domestic violence.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna get the same shit happen to him, but he's a public figure, so public eye is on him. Number one, you're the cash cow of your division. You are a excellent boxer. You got a lot of people around you. And then you're in the public's eye. That's the public's eye. It's no excuse. You did it. You fucked up. He turned himself in. That's good. No excuses. None at all. Like I said, if it was me, if I was like, oh, I don't know, JBO, the Jordan Boxing organization, and he was under my fucking banner, I'm like, bruh, you did what? Like, what did you do? Why would you do it? Give me the reason for why you did it. After I bailed him out, give me the reason for why you did this. Why did I have to bail you out of jail for doing something
Why are
stupid?
you fucking with that?
And why are you messing with her? No, I don't even want to call it that because I don't know what happened. Because like I said, from the video, it showed him coming in and grabbing her. And she was sitting down watching the fight. So what happened from there is none of my business. I don't care. I wouldn't even want to know that from him. But I would tell him straight up, if I see it again, there's going to be some more consequences. And they're going to be harsher this time. Because not only are you tarnishing your name, you're tarnishing my name. Because I'm going to look stupid because I'm the one that's backing you. So this is what your man... Because listen, this is what he has to think about. Like I said, the money team, they might be like, man, you young, you still got some... You still trying to find your way... But you gotta be more smarter about things. But let's talk about Showtime and everybody else. They gonna be like, in all these other public outlets, you never know, the Ring Magazine, anything like that. They gonna run this shit. TMZ gonna run this shit. They gonna spin this shit no matter way they look at it. And they gonna say some negative stuff. And that negative stuff is going to weigh on public's eye. Your core fans might be okay, but what about the other fans that are you trying to reach? That's gonna hurt your pockets. And then after you're hurting your pockets, you're also hurting promoters' pockets, and promoters not going to want to touch you with a 10-foot pole. Domestic violence is a no-no in this day and age. And I understand it's people's personal business. That's their stuff. But like I said, when you're public eye, it's game over.
Ain't nothing personal.
It's not. It's nothing. Business is always personal. I ain't saying ain't nothing personal. Nah, everything's personal. It's business. That's what happens. Bro, get your shit together.
Yeah.
It's as plain and simple as that. I got no excuse for neither one. Him or Adrian Broner, I feel the same way. Get your shit together. Don't do shit like that.
100. Hey, my man Tez could have got free tickets. Or you know what I'm saying? Our man Tez has been on the show. He could have got free tickets to the fight this weekend. Gary Russell, it's up in Allentown, PA. Gary Russell Jr. versus, boy, you couldn't pay me $1 million to pronounce this dude's name right. I don't know where he's from. Tuxtegot. NAMBR. Gary Russell probably should beat his ass. I don't know how good he is. I don't know nothing about the guy that's fighting. But yeah, Tez was saying he could have got free tickets to the joint, but we're gonna be out in West Virginia this weekend. His brothers are actually fighting on the joint too. Gary Antonio Russell. So they're gonna be on the card as well. The dude who fought Lomachenko, the Cuban dude, Guillermo Rigonix, or whatever his last name was. Man, what you think? Should be a halfway decent card. The joint's gonna be on Showtime. You gonna be into that joint?
Yeah, I probably will. I'm gonna watch it. Gary gonna punish whoever he fights.
It's crazy because his only loss came to Lomachenko. His only loss back when Lomachenko was a super featherweight. And so, no, he would have been maybe it was super featherweight. I think it was at 130, if I'm not mistaken. Featherweight. So he's fighting for the featherweight title. So maybe it'd been a regular featherweight. I don't know. I don't really remember. But anyway, should be interesting though. You know, Gary Russell's a really good fighter. He's a local fighter from around here, from around these parts here in PG County, Southern Maryland. Shit like that. So should be entertaining. So And then the Cuban guy, he's fighting this guy named Liborio Solosis for the WBA regular bantamweight title. So should be interesting to see how it all plays out, see how it all happens and shit. So anyway, man, what's going on, man? What's going on in the boxing world, man? Like Canelo, he doing regular bitch ass Canelo shit. Still ducking people, wanting to fight Billy.
Yeah, man, Andrade won his last fight. Andrade dispatched his last opponent with ease, and it was a good.
Oh, that was last Thursday. Yeah, that's
good.
right.
It was really good. Andrade did a good job, and hats off to Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, he beat that guy.
And he looked. Hats off to Shane Mosley too for training him because he looked
better than them other
brother.
fools.
He looked better than them other guys. So hats off to them.
Man, let's talk about Tevin Farmer, man.
And Tevin Farmer, hats off to JoJo Diaz because Tevin just was not in his A game. Hopefully they find out what was wrong with him, like the commentator was saying. Number one, Tevin admitted to he broke his hand, and number two, I don't know what was going on with he was blinking a lot, and if nobody saw that, it wasn't the regular Tevin. I don't know who the commentator was, but he noticed it and he kept saying it and he kept touching it. He kept saying this doesn't look like the regular Tevin Farmer that we know. Like it's something wrong with him. He keeps blinking his eyes, and if you look, Tevin just kept knocking his head, and he kept looking up, kept doing that, blinking his head, and no one stopped, no one said anything, and then JoJo's eye was busted open like really badly,
And they let the fight keep on going, man.
So I don't know what was going on with that fight. They did say he was gonna run it back, so that's a good thing. And also hats off to Tevin for not making excuses. He said the better man won that night. Let's just run it back, and they both said we're gonna run it back. So
that's good.
I like that. So they both gonna run it back, and that's gonna be a good fight. Running back.
They butted heads, and I agree with you. I think that Farmer might have gotten a concussion off that, and that's where I think he.
I forgot to leave that part out. I think he did get a concussion off.
When
he got something.
When
man.
Diaz got his eye cut real bad.
Shit.
Farmer, I heard my father say this shit. Like, he didn't realize until he had kids that, like, when you spank a child, like, not only does the person getting spanked or does the person getting hit feel it, but you also feel it, though. You feel me? And so that's what I think happened with the concussion. All we saw was Diaz's eye was cut real bad, was Tevin Farmer might have very well sustained a concussion, you know what I'm saying, doing that shit, like having them, their heads collide. And so that's what I think happened, and I think combined with his broken left hand, he just wasn't the same. Like, he was kind of out of it.
Trying, though. He didn't give up. He was trying, but JoJo was just pushing forward. And that's kind of like...
He was doing a better job.
He was pushing forward. So hats off to both of them. It was a good fight. It's just... Man, Tevin looked really bad. I think if I was Tevin's corner, I might would have had to been like, I don't know. I would gave him to the 8th round. I would probably be like, bro, you ain't gonna show me nothing in this round. I gotta stop it, man, because it's something wrong.
You're not looking right.
You're not looking right. There's something wrong with you. I gotta stop it, man.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they didn't stop because he's a champion. They want to give him a chance, but that card, all in all, was great. The main event, like I said, Andrade, he dispatched his opponent, and Andrade looked excellent in his match.
Damn thing.
Jake Paul looked great, and then the card was good altogether. I like the card altogether. So it was a good night. And then we gotta say hats off to on the PBC card. It was who was the main event in that PBC fight on Saturday? Who was it?
On Saturday. Oh, Ugas.
On Ugas card they had one, and he beat the shit out of him. They stopped the fight.
Dude was fighting though. Dude was fighting. I was kind of surprised his corner threw in the towel when they did.
I don't know why they did, but they probably just say they got their money and left. But
Ugas was
it was on the either was the prelims or undercard of that fight. There was a prospect fight.
Ooh.
Oh my God, that was the greatest round of boxing.
They both got knocked down. The favorite got knocked down twice, and then the other dude got knocked down once.
2 years, they're one of the best rounds of boxing. That was boxing personified at its core.
That shit was epic.
That was tight, and I hats off to them too. I know one of the guys' name was Collard. His last name was Collard. I forgot. Clay Collard, I believe.
Yeah,
Cassius Clay Collard. That's what he calls himself. And the other guy, I forgot his name. I don't know, some Hispanic guy, some young Hispanic guy. And he was coming. The Hispanic guy was actually
the favorite. To fight. Yeah.
Collard was just better, man.
Ooh, and that shit was crazy.
Man, that was a good ass fights.
The dude called was 5-2-3 going into the fight. Imagine starting your first 10 fights, 5 wins, 2 losses, 3 draws. Man, that shit would have to be sort of demoralizing. But hey, he got the second round. What was it, TKO?
Yeah,
Second round
did.
TKO. Hey, and he beat the dude. That dude was 5-0. Hey, talk to me, man. That's boxing, man.
That's a
why.
5-1 prospect. It's gotta rattle you a little bit.
Man, I mean, it's a learning experience, though. As you go through situations like that.
Prospect did not respect Carlos' power. He did
didn't.
not respect him.
Even
at all.
after getting knocked down twice, he was still disrespecting him. Like,
And
bruh,
that was his downfall.
boy, if you get knocked down twice, even if you knock him down once, I need the next 3 minutes, bruh. Hop on your bicycle and get to riding that motherfucker, bruh. We're gonna be jabbing for the next 3 minutes. Like, stay away from him. Like, and he went back in there to try to throw hands and got his ass knocked the fuck out. So hey, man, that's how she goes. How she goes. It was a very entertaining event on Thursday and Friday. So if you was watching boxing, man, I hope you know what I'm saying.
Thursday and Saturday.
Yeah, Thursday and Saturday. I said Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Saturday. Yeah, we're fucking epic. So yeah, man, make sure to always be tuned in. And like I said, Gary Russell was fighting this weekend. And yeah, man, we had some good fights. Talking about the fights coming up, February 15th, Caleb Plant is fighting some guy. He should beat the brakes off of, I can't pronounce it, No, it wasn't Fenlong. It was, let me find it real quick. It was a guy. Get it exactly right. I had a picture of it. Where the fuck is that shit at? I had it. Oh, here we go. He's fighting Vincent Fiendbutts. Caleb Plant should beat his motherfucking ass. And then Wilder obviously will be the next weekend on the 22nd. Wilder and Fury 2. And then on March 7th, Adam Kanaki, the Polish dude, he's fighting Robert Helenas. And anyway, so we got some decent fights coming up. Those are just the PBC fights. What do you think about Caleb Plant? You think he could be a serious contender in the super middleweight division?
Yeah, I think that we have to see him though. I think I would like to see Caleb. See, we have in super middleweight, it's 168. So
Yes.
in the 168 division, there's a lot of things going on. And there's a lot of things going on because you, if I'm not mistaken, Andrade's in the 168. You got.
Nah, remember Andrade's at 160, but he said he'd move up to 168 to fight Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah, he will move. So you got Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo,
Caleb
Caleb
Plant,
Triple G,
Caleb Smith.
and Caleb Smith.
Uh-huh.
Caleb Plant, I got him having a good matchup against Smith. Billy Joe Saunders, I got him having a good matchup against, but
Probably beat Billy Joe Saunders.
I think he would beat Smith and Billy Joe Saunders, to be honest with you.
Smith is actually probably rated a little higher, but
I
then
know,
again,
but I still think that
Caleb Plant's 6'1", so that 6'3" ain't scaring him.
It's not, and I just think that whatchamacallit will beat him though. I just got a feeling that he will.
After Kevin Smith's last fight, yeah, you might not be wrong. You feel me?
After Billy Joe Saunders' last fight, I might not be wrong either. Like I said, Billy Joe Saunders' last fight, it took him until. It took him. I think he stopped the dude in the 11th round, 12th round. I think 11th round, and he did not look good up until that point. So I don't know, man. That 168 division is tough, but from like the 160 joint, you got Charlo Andrade. That's a good division right there. Those two alone, I hope that they get a chance to move to 168, and they get a chance at Canelo, and they get a chance at Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, and Plant. I think those two need to move up to 168. That confused me a lot because I always think that them two are at 168.
Nah, they're 168.
But they're not. But they're mixed they are thrown in a mix with the 168
because they're willing to move up and fight those
that's
guys.
That's why I like both of them. I like Jamal Charlo and I like Andrade. I think that Andrade and Charlo will do well at 168.
Yeah, me too.
I think that they should make that move. But I know that before that, I think both of them should fight each other to solidify.
I think Jared Hurd should move up to 160, maybe even 168 down the line. You feel me? I think Caleb Plant should move to 175 for real. I know he still has to do work.
I don't think Hurd's ready for 160.
No, not 160?
No, I don't think he's ready for that.
All right, maybe down the line. I mean, he's still young for real.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think fucking Charlo would beat Hurd. I don't think Charlo would knock Hurd out, but I think Charlo would beat Hurd by points. I think Andrade
Definitely
would
the
be.
favorite.
I think Andrade would beat Hurd by point two. I don't see nobody knocking Hurd out, but I just see him. I don't got nobody stopping him no more either. I just think that from watching him, he has worked on his defense. His offensive game has always been good. It's just his defense. I still think that and I think that he has stamina now from watching the last fight. I think he's learned how to pace himself in a fight, which is a good thing because he's always been a 3-round fighter, and that's the problem with him. He always takes 3 rounds to build up, or he will only be good for 3 rounds and he'll be gassed and just off of pure instinct and just off of pure just pure instinct. He's boxing for the rest of the fight. I just think even though the last fight was boring and everybody I wanted to knock him out too, but at the same time, he was working on some other stuff. It was a tune-up fight. He was tuning himself up. And hats off to him. I think that he worked on some things. He touched some things. Still go over that cardio because that stamina is number one for Jarrett Hurd. That stamina is going to be his downfall. I think I'll give him another year. Then I'll say if he can get back his belts at 154, if he can beat Rosario and he can get his belts back at 154, then I say, hey, go ahead and move up to 160. But right now, don't move to 160. Mm-hmm. You got unfinished business to do. He need to go beat J-Rock first, and then go go after the fight Rosario. Because the J-Rock loss needs to be avenged. Because J-Rock can't fight for real. After watching that Rosario Jones, J-Rock can't fight for real.
He was a 9-1 favorite going into that.
He talked a lot of shit too. J-Rock said he was gonna beat him.
Hey man, that's how she fucking go. Obviously, February 22nd is Wilder Fury 2. We both know Wilder and that joint. Like I was saying earlier, I was impressed.
50-49. 51-49. Wilder.
Hey man, I'm actually like 55-45. But like I was saying, one of the fights that got me into boxing was the original when Wilder fought Ortiz that first time in 2018. That joint really got me back into the sport and shit. And I loved the fight when he fought Fury the first time and shit. You know, we watched shit out that joint. We was feeling nice. And that shit was fucking epic. So it should be epic the second time versus Fury. And you know, getting all the loose knots tied. I seen you posted, I forget his name, because the cruiserweight division is a little weak right now, particularly since Usyk went up to heavyweight, but I always see it as Doritos. You know what I'm saying? The Cuban dude, Dorticos. He's saying that he'd follow Usyk up to heavyweight, which I don't recommend none of these motherfuckers doing. But he has to fight. Should be a really good fight. This dude Martis Briedis. They're gonna fight Latva over in Europe. They're gonna fight on the 21st. So that should be an interesting fight and shit. I don't know if it's on the zone or I don't know where it's at, but shit should be crazy. You feel me? I always love a good cruiserweight battle. I think more guys need to stay at cruiserweight. I won't tell these members to know their place, but bruh, if you're not over 200, what are you doing? Like, bruh, if you between 175 and 200, or even if you like 205, like, or 210 for it, like, bro, why you don't just fight at cruiserweight?
Because he wanted to take on Usyk. Usyk was the undisputed champion. He wanted his
I don't think he ever fought Dorticos, but Briedis lost to Usyk. I know he did, and so he's fighting Dorticos and the Cuban guy. If I mispronounce your name, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? That drink looks like Doritos.
You better run that joint back and see if he can get that win back.
Dorticos was saying he would move to heavyweight, but Briedis lost to him. So anyway, it should be interesting to see what happens. That joint's going to be on March 21st. They initially it had been for December, but they rescheduled that joint.
I just watched a fucking Nicholson versus somebody this weekend. It was the prelims for the fight we watched on Saturday, matter of fact. And it was a cruiserweight fight, and that joint was fucking. That's how much the cruiserweight. And now I say that because that's how you know the cruiserweight division really isn't like that. That fight was on the fucking prelims. Like, come on, dog. Like, dude, that's disrespectful as shit. Like, man.
I mean, the cruiserweight division.
That's what I'm saying. That's
boxing
it is
so
though. That's
strong
what
right now. As
that's
a whole.
what I am saying. Like, that's what I'm saying to make my point. It's like that's why he might be moving up because he know like I'll meet you at motherfucking heavyweight, bro. Like I need this cash, son.
Yeah, cruiserweight division ain't really
paying. They need that cash.
Hey, but that should be a good fight though. Briedis versus Dorticos. Both of them are very highly ranked, so. I don't know. I'll be excited. I like I said, I'm not sure if it's on the zone or I'm not sure where it's
Yeah,
at.
Butcher kind of got to defend that belt first, then he can talk about moving up to fight Usyk.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be a good fight for Usyk to start off his heavyweight career. If I was Usyk,
He fought
he fought him before, but
Tim Witherspoon's son. Not
son,
son, but
no.
his second cousin.
No.
They're saying the next week he's supposed to fight on the 28th. He's supposed to fight Chris Soria.
Derek Kasoria,
Yeah, you think he beats him?
Usyk. Oh
Yeah.
man, I don't know. That'd be a good fight. Derek Kasoria is actually a pretty good boxer, even though he has that problem where once he fights the top name guys like the champs, he can't get past him. But he's a big guy. He's a good guy in the heavyweight. He ain't no slouch heavyweight. He ain't like, oh man, I'm like,
I'm gonna beat his ass.
Yeah, he ain't like, I'm gonna beat his. You can't do that. I don't think so. Certain people can. I know AJ did. I know AJ whooped his ass, man. He was talking shit about
What?
AJ.
Can Usyk do it? I mean, it's gonna be
that's
his
what I'm
first.
saying. That's why I said I don't know. It's gonna be his
Big
first big test. I hope Cesaro don't get punished because that shit would piss me off. Because I don't want to see Usyk. I don't think Usyk. I don't think this is a good move for Usyk.
Yeah.
The only reason why Usyk
Don't want him to get caught.
boxing wants him to do it because boxing wants Usyk to be in the mix, and boxing loves Usyk.
Yeah, they think he's the technical guy. Like, yeah. How about y'all shut the fuck up?
Yeah, how
We're
about
talking
y'all
about
shut the fuck
y'all.
up?
Y'all want
How
something
tall is
like
Usyk?
6'3"
6'3" versus 6'9" Tyson Fury.
versus 6'6" AJ and 6'7" Wilder. See, that's what they think though. It's like, see, Fury's 6'9", so Fury is kind of.
Man, let me tell you something.
Maybe he's a little exact, but Usyk fits what they want. Like that's what the media wants.
Listen to me when I say this. If Usyk can't get past fucking Tyson Fury, which is, I believe, number 3, because I got it because I'm going to do it like this. Because AJ has most of the belts as number 1, Wilder's number 2, and then Fury number 3. You can't get past number 3, bro. What makes you think
he can't get past number 6 and Joseph
That's
Parker?
what I'm saying. Like you can't. You know, I didn't want to be disrespectful, but I'm just talking about the top 3 because that's where they want him to be at. They want him to be in the mix with them. You can't get past number 3, which I don't even see. I think. You think Schwartz got beat up by
Schwartz.
you think Schwartz got beat up by fucking
Tyson Fury?
Man, Usyk will get that little
I really think he beat Usyk's ass.
I think he would too.
Up, but it's like, I really don't think Usyk is that good at a heavyweight. He's good at cruiserweight. He's great at cruiserweight.
Check this out. If Derek beat him,
I don't want to hear about him ever again.
It's going to be hard for the boxing. It's going to be hard for the powers that be in boxing to promote him because
they're going to be so sad.
They are. It proves the point that only one cruiserweight was able to do it. That's what they want. They want another cruiserweight to do it. But that's not happening, bro.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I definitely understand what you're saying.
Unless that motherfucking taking steroids, it's not happening.
I understand what you're saying. The last thing I wanted to say was Inoue was fighting this. Inoue was fighting this.
He should fight Dogboe.
Filipino dude. Dogboe needs to come back after those 2 losses he had.
Not Dogboe. I mean, why a F.A. at Dogboe? I mean, a Dogboe. He needs a. That's who Usyk should fight for.
The dude who lost.
F.A. at Dogboe.
F.A. at Dogboe is a heavyweight.
I know that's who Usyk should fight for.
That would be a good. That would
because
be a good
you know
fight.
why? Because that's 2 guys that's trying to make their name in a division. And that would be a test for Usyk, and it would be a test for for F.A. Ajayi because last fight we saw him, he's able to take those hits. He's able to take big shots. He got knocked down.
He probably
got
beat
back up.
Usyk's like it'd be a good fight. It'd be a good fight. I won't say beat his ass.
Even Du Bois, I think Du Bois should fight Usyk for real. I think those should be
these
the guys
would beat Usyk.
But that's the guys I think that should fight.
They don't want him to fight. So on the 25th, Noe's supposed to fight this Filipino guy named Casimiro. Shit should be interesting. Yeah, probably gonna beat his ass. So anyway, that was boxing today. J&J Boxing. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. Jordan, did you have any comments about the WWE, about AEW, or anything else you'd like to add to finish the show?
Watch the XFL.
Watch the XFL this weekend.
Support it and make sure that you keep up with boxing, keep up with the channel. Hit the notification button at the top, and we'll catch y'all again next Wednesday, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Remember to keep your guard up. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, and we out.
All right, we out.